Okay, so after beating the war thing and getting my quote-unquote amazing laser rifle Riven mod for my Sentinel, I started to realize a lot of problems that come with this Riven mod system that I really need to address, and that a lot of people are starting to talk about and really start to understand that there is huge problems with this Riven mod system and there needs to be a lot of changes to it. So in this video, I want to talk to you guys about a lot of the problems that are in the Riven mod system and how to fix them. So starting with number 1, the acquisition to earn the Riven mods is way too limited. The only way you can get a Riven mod is either by beating the war within the first time or by going through stories every day and having one chance out of all the other rewards to actually get a Riven mod, which is way too limited of a choice. There are many ways you can possibly fix that. Now another thing is the stats on the mods are way too random. Even though you're able to get 3 to 4 or even just 2 actual mod stats on the mod, there's over 20 to 30 different stats that can possibly be put on the mod. The best example I can give you is the Division, where every time you re-roll a piece of your gear, it gives you a whole bunch of choices of different mods you want on your piece of gear, which is really bad because it will be nearly impossible to get that perfect build that you want to get for your weapon. Another thing about it, the cost to re-roll is absurdly high in the higher rolls. So starting from the beginning, you start off with 900 going to 1000 to 1300 to 1600, and it just keeps going up and up and up and up until you hit that cap, and you're going to be spending thousands and thousands of kuva that you really don't want to be spending on one mod that you could be spending on other mods and for other weapons as well. So the cost is way too high to be re-rolling these mods, especially for the fact that half the mod stats they give you are not always that good. The higher it is, the better it should be, so it's a little absurd how much you have to spend just for a good roll. And one thing that truly frustrates me about this is some of these really absurd challenges that take up way too much time in this game. Like, some of these challenges are so absurd, you might as well give me an underwater hijack mission while putting salt in my eyes. I don't get why they make us do these challenges. It makes no sense. After you get the first Riven mod, you should be done. Any other Riven mod you earn, you should automatically have it unlocked. And if they don't want to go that route, at least make the challenge easier. Make it X amount of kills while sliding, X amount of kills while jumping. Doing this stuff with taking no damage, not being able to use abilities, protecting something without it taking damage, fighting high ranked enemies in a mission that nobody wants to do, and having to have your teammates help you do the mission to keep them from damaging you, or keeping a target from actually taking damage, is really annoying. Especially the one I had to do, which was scanning a synthesis target without using any abilities on it while wearing a hobbled key without taking any damage whatsoever. Like, really, DE? You gotta be kidding me. Out of all the challenges you could have ever gave somebody, that has to be one of them? Who made that idea? What kind of challenge is that? That sounds like something that would be in the Law of Retribution or something. And one of the final problems that I have with this, but there are many others that I'm not really going to explain in this video, is a lot of these Riven mods are locked behind master rank. So a lot of people I've seen, they'll get an amazing Riven mod, but it'll be locked behind a master rank of like 16 to above, and not everybody in the game can get those type of ranks in just a short amount of time. Like, how are you going to make a mission that's allowed for master rank 5 people to play, but you're not going to let them have the ability to have the Riven mod at the end of the mission, which really doesn't make any sense. Now, I do have some solutions for these. Some of these solutions are pretty good, and hopefully if DE actually watches this, or anybody that's close to DE watches this, maybe they can give some good feedback to them and maybe change the system a little bit so it's more favorable to the community. So one of my first solutions is make the Riven mods a weekly thing, like Teshin. The same way the Maru Bazaar lady gives you the stars and sculptures, and the same way Clem will give you missions, it should be in that format too. Plus, it gives you a reason to use the Ravenous Maws from the story, and it lets you use those things over and over, giving it a reason instead of that one-time use during the story. This part isn't really a problem that much, but the tweaks to some of the challenges should be changed though. Even though I said it during my complaints, it really should be changed. Some of those are kind of absurd. So the next one is the kuva should be reduced or stay at a constant rate, maybe adding 50 for every reroll instead of just absurdly going to 200 to 300 up every freaking time. And make the cap of it a little lower than it needs to be, like maybe 5,000 kuva max, maybe a little lower. because going too high is going to make it way too difficult just to re-roll it once, since you don't earn as much kuva inside of a mission as you think you do. Getting around 600 to 1200 sometimes, if you're lucky, with a resource booster is not enough to be doing over and over, especially because the missions are really boring and kind of annoying to do. And there should be a second kuva cost where you can re-roll the weapon itself, because a lot of times people get weapons that they don't even know about, weapons that they don't want, like me getting the laser rifle for my sentinel, which was really useless to me. And they should just remove the sentinel weapons altogether from that and just leave it as weapons so people can get weapons they have, maybe not always the Soma or the Dread or anything like that, but make it towards other weapons like the Gorgon or the Flux rifle and stuff like that. And the last one is, don't lock mods that people have opened through their challenges. The mods really should just grow with your mastery rank. So if you're mastery rank 10, you should be able to get a mastery rank 10 Riven mod. Now maybe as the ranks go higher and you start hitting higher mastery ranks, the newer versions of those Riven mods you earn, they start to get stronger and stronger based off your mastery rank, which is really good. So it gives the people incentives to want to rank up their mastery rank, so that they can get much stronger versions of the same Riven mod for their weaker and stronger weapons. Another one I really have that I've seen from a lot of games been doing lately is being able to lock specific stat that you get on your Riven mod and just re-rolling the rest. So if I have something like a Dread and I only want the crit chance, but anything else is kind of useless to me, I can lock the crit chance and then keep everything else re-rolled, so maybe I can get a crit damage mod to go with the crit chance to make it better. Because a lot of times you get that one good stat and you want something else to go with it, but you're re-rolling that stat as well, which causes a lot of problems when you have to keep re-rolling to get both of the stats at the same time. And people can never get the God roll build because you're probably going to have like a 1% chance out of the hundreds and thousands of different combinations of different stats that it requires just to get the best God roll of the specific weapon you want. So hopefully they can make it to where you can lock it, and then you'll have an easier time getting your God roll instead of going by the RNGs the whole time. So those are my complaints about it and some of my solutions to solving this problem. I hope DE can watch this video, or someone can send them this video and they can watch it and see if they can agree with some of the changes to this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more Warframe videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay frosty.